Hello everybody, this is Gerry. I told you I'd be back, and here I am. You know, when I was growing up in the 30s in New York City as a teenager, I had a wonderful boyfriend. And when he wanted to do something special, he would take me to Harlem. Everybody loves Harlem. Harlem is famous for great music and great food. Among the great musicians I saw were Duke Ellington, Ella Fitzgerald, and Art Tatum. And as for the food, it's the first place I ever had barbecued ribs. And today I'm going to show you how to make them quick and delicious. You know, it's always more fun to cook with someone. And today I'm cooking with my number 5 son, Mark, who is the best one in the family for barbecued ribs.
All right, thanks, Mom. Well, I'm excited today to get a chance to cook this great rib recipe she's taught me, and I'm a big hit because of this. Every Sunday we have parties, we have friends, and I become a celebrity because of these ribs themselves. Now, I do live in Las Vegas. I've been a professional working musician for about the past 30 years, and I've always loved music. In fact, when I was very, very young, I looked at my mom once and said, "Mom, I want to grow up and become a drummer."
And I said, pick one or the other.
Oh, okay, well, it's time to cook now. So the trick about these ribs is they're very simple, very few ingredients. They don't take a long time, none of these smoking overnight, cook them for 6 or 8 hours. There's 3 or 4 ingredients. They only take about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. And so let's get started. First of all, you need very few things to fix these ribs. We need a baking pan. This is a standard tinfoil baking pan. We need vinegar. This is very generic vinegar. We're going to take the vinegar and we're going to pour very little in the pan, about 1/8 of an inch. Here we go.
Don't forget the vinegar. That's what makes the meat tender.
But we don't want to put too much vinegar in because it'll cause a vinegar taste. But vinegar does make this cook quickly and they'll be very tender and delicious. Then we need the ribs. It used to be very difficult to get ribs, but now you can go to the bulk food stores, buy in packs of 3, 2 or 3, and they're inexpensive and they're great. So place the ribs in the pan, bone side down. In this case, we have 3 racks of ribs. This time we're going to take 1 simple slice of onion. I've already sliced this onion. You want to pull the rings of onion out and just place them on top of the ribs. You like onion, right, Mom?
Oh, I love onion, and onion adds to almost everything. And this is going to help with the taste of the meat, and it looks nice.
At this point, all we need now is to cover it with a piece of tin foil. We're going to place the tin foil on, just make sure there's a good seal. There you go. Now while we were preparing this, you would have turned your oven on to 400 degrees and let it preheat for about 10 minutes. Now that the ribs are sealed and in the pan, that's all we had to do. We're going to place them in the oven at 400 degrees for about 75 minutes. And we'll do that now. So let's get these ribs baking. Here they go into the oven. Remember, 400 degrees for 75 minutes. Let's wait for the magic to happen. All right, now we've had a nice 75 minutes in the oven, and it's time to take the ribs out. Now, as we peel off the foil, the first thing you're going to notice is these ribs might not look that appetizing now. They are not charred or grilled yet, so they're very plain looking, but believe me, they are tender, fall off the bone, and they're beautiful. So now it's time to do the barbecuing. Now before we take them out and put them on the barbecue, we're going to mix up some sauce. Once again, take any of your favorite sauces, mix and match. This is kind of a smoky sauce. This is a little bit of a sweet and hot sauce. You place them in there and we'll just mix it up a little bit. We're going to need this when we put the ribs on the grill. All right, so now it's time to grill. So now we're going to go out and place the ribs on the barbecue. Now your barbecue should be at hot. Put it at maximum temperature. And there we go. Now it's very important right now, we're not putting the sauce on yet. We're going to take the rack of ribs, place meat side down with no sauce on them at this point. They're very careful, they won't fall apart. There we go. If you notice, they're just falling off the bone right now. That's how tender they are at this point. Now right now, just to begin with, on the bone side up, like this, we're going to just baste the outside of the bottom part with some sauce now. Now remember, the ribs are cooked and tender and even ready to eat now. But we're going to char them, and then you'll recognize the ribs as the beautiful golden brown that you always see when you buy them. So let's put this sauce on. Now we're only going to give them maybe about 3 or 4 or 5 minutes at the most. We're just charring them. Now the ribs have been on less than 5 minutes, so let's open them up. We do need to flip them over. Now keep in mind the ribs are very, very tender right now. After we flip them, we're going to caramelize, put the sauce on the top side, and then we'll flip them once more for a moment at the end. These are especially tender today, so we're really doing good. So at this point, we've turned the ribs over. Now we lay on your barbecue sauce. Now the ribs have been bone side down for about 4 or 5 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and flip them over one more time for just a quick moment. And at this point, your ribs are all done. We're just caramelizing the top for a couple minutes. So your total time in the barbecue is probably less than 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes. So you don't have to grill them a long time. They're all cooked and they're all in great shape. So the ribs, we've turned them over the second time for just a couple minutes. So now they are done. We'll place the ribs in here. Once again, these are especially tender today. And remember, we've only cooked them for about 1 hour and 15 minutes. We haven't slow cooked them all day. They are tender and they are going to be good. Now that we got the ribs back inside, we're going to place just a little more barbecue sauce on them, but this is to your taste of your guests. They can put as little or as much on as they want. Now they're done, but the best way to serve and eat these is we're going to cut it individual bone size. I'm going to cut one here for the head chef here. There we go. Come on, beautiful. I'm going to take one for myself. And there we go. These are falling off the bone tender. So let's try them and take a bite.
Okay.
What do you think, Mom?
That's great.
There you go.
There you go. That's our beautiful recipe for barbecued ribs. And if you enjoy them, or any of the other recipes I have, please let me know. And in the meantime, I'll see you when I see you again. This is your happy hooker. Oh, happy cooker. Bye-bye.
So, Mom, what do you like most about being 91 years old?
Well, there's no peer pressure.